everybody. Hopefully you guys are doing well. Welcome to this session. My name is Samantha Patton. I'm the treasurer of the ACE board. So thank you guys for coming on out. I'm just going to introduce our speaker here and we'll get going. So Brett Taylor's a BYU graduate, longtime high school choir director, and a current PhD student in music teaching and learning at ASU. That's awesome. Congrats on that. Known for his energetic teaching style and love of music, music and people, Brett brings years of experience from directing multiple ensembles, music theater, and innovative music tech classes. So today he's going to guide us through some improving, which I don't know if any of you are like me, but I could definitely use some help on how to teach students. So we're very much looking forward to your expertise. Thank you for being here, and without further ado, go ahead and take it away. Thank you.
This is fun. This will be fun. If you, no, I don't even do that. I don't know. I'm making this up as I go, guys. Let's do a 4-part this time, and we're gonna change it up a little bit differently this time. So let's. I gotta mix it up. Here, you guys. Hey, hey, folks. Let's try. something up that goes along with that. And then teach it to the rest of them. So you'll all sing the same thing, but somebody make it up and then do that. Be bold, you got it. Well, one of you make up something that goes along with that, and then just teach it to the rest of them. Oh, I like that. Yeah, get that suspension. How are we doing here? That's okay, we got a couple different ideas, or you can go along with that one. That. Now I'm going to ask you to individually vary what you're doing a little bit. Keep going. But will you make it more jagged? Make it more bouncy. Make it more crispy. Change what you're doing to make it more jagged. It's okay if you and your neighbor do something different now. That's okay. Now, what if I said make it smooth, make it creamy? What would you change? Keep the same general idea, but smooth and creamy. What does that sound like? I love doing that on the first day of school. I love that because I don't have to pass out any music. I don't have to worry about who's singing what part. I don't have to worry about the physical setup. It's just, hey, come in. I have a black circle taped on the ground of my classroom that the janitors have to clean every summer. And I just find a spot on the circle, and let's just make music from the first moment. Let's make awesome, high-quality, emotional music right from the get-go, without any resource needed or anything. We just jump right in. And then, oh, I disconnected. We were having so much fun, I disconnected. Because that's when I'm far from concert, and I've got time to process this. I've got time to really think about it. And then I love doing it again a lot more right after the performance, when I'm freed up again. This is that other time when I'm doing active listening, when I'm doing literacy things, when I'm building concepts of rhythm and meter and doing activities that aren't related to the performance at all, because I've got that time to do it. I'm far from performance. And then as I get closer, those things start to, I hope you're understanding the graph, those things start to kind of go away a little bit as we're getting ready for performance, and it's all performance, and then the concert, and then the cycle starts over again. And I've got time to get back into those other things. For me, the day after the concert was never a free period. Like, that was actually the time I'm most excited about. I'm like, the concert's over, awesome. Now we get to get back into improv and creativity, and let's have a good time with this. So I absolutely love that. What we just did is called a circle song of sorts, modified. This is made famous by Bobby McFerrin, considered the father of modern day a cappella music. He's the don't worry, be happy guy. Here's a little song I wrote. You might want to sing it note for note. Don't worry. Anyway, Bobby McFerrin, if you've ever seen any of his performances, go check them out on YouTube. They're the coolest thing ever. Like how often can you pay for an entire hour and a half performance, and it's just a single dude sitting on stage with a microphone, and he just, everybody in the room is his ensemble. And so he's doing all the creating. Often he's got like a choir behind him, and he just teaches them their parts, exactly what we're just doing there. He leads it, you sing this, and then the audience, you sing this, and he's improvising. It's just like an hour and a half of improvisation. It's the coolest thing ever. So he made the circle song really into a thing. What I like about it is that we can start off with that, and if you were feeling timid about it, you didn't even have to do any improvising at first. I just did it for you, right? I make some things up and get you going. We all get going with the groove. And then in the safety net of sound, everybody's already making sounds. Now I encourage you to start varying your part a little bit. Like start improvising, start changing things. But nobody's listening. You weren't hearing what your neighbor was doing because you're so self-conscious about what you're doing. You're not even noticing what they're doing. And so it's super, super safe, right, to take some risks. And then we build from there. My goal is to get my students, and if we have time today, my goal with my students is to get them into this position as soon as possible. As soon as they're ready for that and comfortable with that, we'll talk about. But I want to get them into that leadership position where they're making the musical decisions, and then they've got supportive ensemble members that'll help them out. But Circle Songs gives us a really cool framework for that. It's really safe. In Bobby McFerrin's, or generally in Circle Songs, you get the groove going, and then you take solos. Right? You take individuals that once the groove is going, people can come out and they can start to solo. If we have time, we'll do some of that. That'll be great. Let's do a different type of, let's increase the anxiety level a little bit. And let's do a different type of improv. Jump up. I'm just going to join the circle here with you. Nothing here to see. And I'm going to just make up an ostinato, a repeated figure. I don't even know yet. I haven't planned it yet. A 4-beat or 8-beat ostinato. And let's pretend that we're standing on a black taped circle on the ground, that we're standing on the circle. And when you're here on the circle, this is like your safe place. This is your, like, I'm figuring it out place. I'm listening to what I'm hearing around me. I'm finding something that works. I can kind of hum, noodle around quietly on my own. And then when I feel like I've figured something out, then I take a bold step in. And I join the circle of sound. So that's my visual cue that I'm committing. Okay, figure it out, and then like, okay, here I go. That step. And so you can decide a little bit on, you can manage your anxiety. If you're bold, you could be really early. Somebody's got to be number 2, right after me, to come in. And you just add something, your job is just to figure out something that works with what you're already hearing. That's all. Yeah? Slap bass, funk. Yeah. A boom, a bop, boom, bop, a boom, a bop, boom, bop, boom, a bop, boom, bop, a boom, a bop, boom, bop, boom, a bop, boom, bop, a boom, a bop, boom, bop, a bop, boom, bop, a bop, boom, bop, a bop, boom, bop, 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 bop, boom, We got some good musicians in the room, y'all. Have a seat, have a seat, have a seat. Why? Why did we just do this? I ask my students this occasionally. I tell them, think like a teacher. The irony. Think like a teacher. But Mr. Taylor, the concert's 3 weeks away. Why are we not focused on that? Why are we wasting our time with this, Mr. Taylor? Why are we doing this? Let me get some hands. Let's get some hands. Why are we doing this? Why are we taking time to do this? Start us off. 1, 2, is that a hand? 3? Yeah.
To gain an overall sense of comfortability with each other before diving into like repertoire.
Cool. Comfortability, is that what you said? I love that word.
Yeah, I think it builds community and it allows for you to be vulnerable and make mistakes, but still be making music and get back into it. And
Yes, I love that, making mistakes. Does anybody, just curious, by a nod, does anybody feel like I sang a wrong note at any point in their like noodling? Does anybody feel like I sang something that was like, that didn't sound good? Interesting.
I think, goodness, I lost complete track of my thought process there.
Can we come back?
Yeah.
Okay, there's another hand over here.
I was gonna say it gives the students an opportunity to stretch their musical muscles and use them in their own way rather than just the way we need them used.
I love that, yeah. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, awesome, yeah.
I think it also just reminds kids that this is supposed to be fun. We get into the mindset a lot of times as teachers of like, we're gonna drill it and drill it, we're gonna get it perfect, and we get stuck in that like, how to fix our concert repertoire so that it's perfect, and
And we're good at that. We're really good at that.
We're good at that. But we sometimes forget that it's supposed to be fun, and this just reminds them and resets them that like, I like to sing. This is fun for me to do.
Yeah, thanks for that.
And also because everything always goes perfectly at the performance. You never have to adjust on the fly.
I love that. Did you have a hand up too?
Yeah.
I think it kind of forces everybody to really listen to the people around them, focus on somebody else other than yourself to really be able to lock in the harmony or the part that you're trying to figure out.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
It helps them build confidence outside of the repertoire. It helps them be musicians kind of on their own rather than just regurgitating what they see on the page and what they've heard by rote a million times.
Yeah, well said, yeah.
And it shows them that music is not only on the paper.
Yeah, I love that. Some of you already mentioned this. You guys have already mentioned a lot of these. But like this asset-based one, it leans on this like understanding that they already know so much music. Like these students come into class, they've listened to so much, they have so much music cataloged back there that they know music so well. I tell my students, you are professional musicians. You might not have the vocabulary to talk about it yet, or there's certain skills that you're lacking in, but like you are you've listened, you've processed so much music, so it leans on that. Think about like, first of all, if there's instrumentalists in the room, I would love, I'm a vocalist and I've only taught in a vocal setting in ensembles. And so I don't know what it's like in the band and orchestra world. And so anyway, I'd love for some of my instrumentalist friends to try these things and I'd love to hear how they're going. I hear there was another session yesterday. I think there was an improv session in the instrumental. And that's cool. I wish I'd gone. I went to something else. But I wish that, what's cool about the voice is that we could do some pretty advanced stuff without having to worry about what key we're in, what's the fingering for that, and wait, how, man, we can hear it, we can imagine it, we can produce it. It's so quick, it's so easy. I love that. You guys already talked about a lot of these, confidence building. I love the sense of community, I love the sense of vulnerability. There's something different when we're vulnerable together. Like I always used to joke, dating's kind of a lost art now in these college students. But I tell my high school kids, like, you know, when you go on a first date, like, don't take her to do something that you're really good at and she's never done. Go take her to do something that you've both never done. Be vulnerable together, because we really connect when we sense that vulnerability in other people. It really brings people together. Really, I love that about it. Yeah, obviously we're coming. The musical decisions that are happening are phenomenal. Collaboration, creativity, love it. We do want to manage the anxiety. We want to acknowledge that, like, for some people, not having, especially if you're a classical musician, you're like, I want what's on the page. That's what I can do well. Just tell me what to do, and I can do it. But then when asked to produce something on their own, it can be anxiety-inducing. And so we want to be sensitive to these factors. I started with a circle song, and so we're all performing as a large group. There sort of wasn't a performance in that there wasn't an audience listening. We were our own audience, but there wasn't really an audience at all, because we're all participating simultaneously. And there's a pretty rigid structure to a circle song. It's just a little loop, and then you just vamp it over and over again. And I was giving you some direction during it, and I might not do that in all of those kind of variations within the first circle song. I'm taking you guys through this a little faster. I might wait until the next rehearsal to do that with my students, to start adding some adjectives or start adding some, whatever you're gonna think of, whatever you imagine. It's improv, it's fun. But let's be aware of that. And then the ostinato exercise that we just did, you guys got to manage that a little bit more. If you wanted to come in sooner and be heard singing alone, heaven forbid somebody hears your voice in a choir. Or you can wait until more people are in the texture, and when the large group is already singing, it's less noticeable now. Now I can come in, I feel a little safer now. So I love that ostinato exercise for that reason. And it's infinitely variable. I can send them out in small groups to other rooms to do it in small groups. I could have them enter on their part. I've used it to teach like types of harmony. Let's all focus on parallel harmony. Let me teach you what parallel harmony is, and now let's improvise some parallel harmony. Cool, let's contrast that with contrasting harmony. Sorry, is that the right word? Contrary. Why am I having like a brain flood right now? What's it called when the harmony goes in the opposite direction?
Contrary motion.
Contrary motion, right? Okay. Contrary harmony. And so I can like, hey, now let's focus on contrary. Sing the same rhythm as me, homophonic, same syllables, the same rhythm, move your harmony in the opposite direction. And so we kind of like start to add some skills, but we're just making it up. We're just improvising it as we go.
Can I ask a question?
Please.
What would you do for the kid who just won't do it? Like, I had a 4-year-old skater who could read anything on a page, and when I asked them to do this, you know, like just, you know what I mean? Like, won't he, what, is there a step before this that you could say, like,
Yeah. I would
just
say,
sing do on a guest rhythm, or
Sure,
I don't know,
sure,
is there
yeah.
something before this?
There's a couple different things you can try. Humming for some people is more secure because their mouth is closed, and so actually having them hum. I've done before. I would teach at high school. High school choirs is the context that I'm coming from. So please, yes. Elementary, I don't know what that's like for them. I've never taught it. But I have seen too before where they'll have them do a concert hall for one, if you've ever heard of this. They cup here and they cup here. So it's like only I can hear myself. And I can start to improvise here and figure it out here. And then when I'm ready to deliver to the group. So there's some things like that. I think a lot of it's more just the atmosphere, setting the stage kind of, and I'll get to that in a second, of like how we build our classrooms to be open to failure and open to experimentation, open to innovation. And I'm not saying that your classroom is not that, but a lot of times it's just kind of creating a place. That being said, we teach the masses. You're not going to please them all. That's a great question. But perhaps not everybody's going to be safe doing this. But maybe after doing a little bit more,
I like the humming thing.
maybe they start to realize that it's fun and they want to join in.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think I waited until everybody came in. I think I won't look at anybody specific. I was still waiting for a few people to come in the ostinato, and they're like, hey, it's okay. We gave them a chance, but at some point, you're kind of like, hey, we're all tired of vamping our thing. We'll move on. Maybe we'll join us on the next time. And maybe I'd say that on the next run. Hey, we're gonna do another one. Let's see if we can get everybody in this time. Let's see if we can get everybody in this time. Understand? So think of it like an intro to a song, and like your brain is already thinking about what's gonna come next. Like you're so good at, this is what we love about music. We love the patterns of music. That when we hear something, your brain is anticipating what's gonna come next. And when it happens, you get a little shot of dopamine and you're like, oh, I liked that. That was fun. And even when it defies your expectations, like a deceptive cadence, you're like, ooh, that wasn't what I thought was coming. Like, we still get a shot of dopamine. Like, that's what we love about music, is the patternness of it. So think of it just like that. Like, it's an intro to a song, and your brain is already anticipating what's gonna come next. Let's let somebody else start it off this time. I don't need to be the one to start it every time. We'll just wait in awkward silence, and like, somebody just kind of, when you've got something in mind, like, just give it a go. Same thing, just take a step forward when you're committing. seat. Have a seat. Have a seat. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Hey, anybody want to give let's take a second to like, shout outs or things that you noticed from people around you that made that work. Why did that work? That worked. Let me tell you, that worked. That was fun. But what made it work? Let's put that into words.
I heard that as it kept going, when people added in, they were listening for like space to fill
Yeah.
sometimes.
Yeah, I love that. I love that.
I think the baseline that she laid down was so accessible that it didn't feel difficult to find something that really harmonized well with what she was doing.
Yeah, it was simple enough.
But cool.
But what?
But cool.
But cool.
So inspiring.
Yeah.
It gave you ideas.
Yeah.
Like, interesting. Yeah.
I think the more you go on, the more confident everybody becomes, and when you're coming in with a part, you kind of hear other people and are able to play off of what they're doing as well.
Yeah, yeah, I do love that. The others?
Just the simplicity. Like, hers being simple made me feel like, oh, I can just do like half and whole notes if I need to, and then from there, you know, turn it into something different.
Yeah, yeah, I like that. I like that. And I love it being free, and I love challenging my students to try and do things also. And so maybe we do it again and like, hey, this time, maybe let's see if we can get fewer ideas going on. And can you grasp onto somebody's idea and either augment that by doubling it or harmonize it? And so we get fewer ideas going on. And maybe we do another one where we're like, all new ideas this time through. Don't grasp onto any ideas. You come up with something completely your own. Maybe we do it again, and rather than improvised solos that vary, we just do 4 beats on, 4 beats soft, and we let everybody take a solo, a 4-beat solo, or an 8-beat solo, or whatever. But they don't even make anything up. It's what they already just made up. But we're just turning everybody else down so we can hear that one part that you were already just singing. Just keep singing it. I know, cool. We can hear what they did. Now we all sing again. And the next person. Oh, cool. Like, I had no idea you were singing that really cool line because it's hidden in the texture. Let's turn everybody else down for a second. So just lots of repeatability. Okay, but here's a little bit of the setting the stage, and hopefully these things are pretty like, duh. Like, we want to create an atmosphere where it's okay to make some mistakes, where it's okay to be vulnerable, where, and that, I don't want to go too far down this rabbit hole. Sometimes the traditional ensemble setting is not that. There's fear of getting it wrong. The director is the dictator, and there's, you know, if we rule by fear, no talking, no joy. This is a room of no joy. This is a room of focus. It's going to be really hard for students to feel comfortable being vulnerable, improvising. And so it starts with kind of a classroom atmosphere, being kind, how you react to creative choices, be willing to laugh at yourself a little bit, make some mistakes, voice crack in front of them. Hey, let's do a round this time. Some of you get nervous. It's like, are we actually doing another round? I don't know. I want to make sure I get time for everything. Let's do another round this time, and everybody sing a bad note somewhere in yours. Like, let's just like get okay with the like, hey, you can. It's okay. It doesn't all have to sound hunky dory and perfect. Like, just make some mistakes. It's cool. Who can make the loudest mistake? How fun. Let's do another one. Okay, but creating that atmosphere. And then for the students and for the teacher, a growth mindset, kind of accepting that like, hey, I'm not done. Like, I'm still growing, I'm still going, I've still got things that I can learn no matter how long I've been teaching. Like, I can try something new. Obviously valuing other people's opinions, we want that for ourselves and for our students. Vulnerability, and I think it's so great if the teacher, if you've never done this kind of thing in your ensemble, I think it's perfectly appropriate. In fact, I would encourage you to be really vulnerable with them at the beginning and say, I'm so nervous, guys. I've never done this before. Can we try this improvisation thing? I've never done it before. I'm like shaking. I planned it out in the car this morning. I've been thinking about it nonstop all day. Like, but can we try it? I think that goes a long way. I think your students will be more on board because they see that like, whoa, my teacher, who's normally very calm and put together, is feeling really nervous about this. I want to support them. I want to see if we can make this happen together. And then a really practical thing, I like circling. I just like getting out of the standard formation. I like being able to see and communicate with each other, putting everybody on equal footing. As the director of improvisation, I'm often just part of the group. I just hop in the circle anywhere. I'm just part of it. Unless, obviously, Circle Songs does have a designated leader. But I just kind of hop in and join everybody else. Okay. How am I doing? Yeah. Afterward, I really like having some type of question because what we just experienced in improv, the musical growth that's happening is very abstract. It's very far from their focus. They're focused just on having fun and coming up with some fun music together, but they don't realize that there's a lot of growth going on. I mean, the comment over here about like filling in the gaps. Would a 7th grader be thinking about the rhythmic gaps? You know, but as soon as that's spoken, now they oh yeah, there was like some silence there, and I can fill that silence with other sound. They're thinking now in sound. And so we take these abstract concepts and we make them more tangible, right? More articulable. And so here's just some examples of questions that I'll use. You know, what just happened? What went well? What did you experience? And what would you do differently if, I like that one. I like to pretend that like, hey, that exercise we just did, we're gonna go send to the neighboring high school, and we need to give them some instructions on how they can be successful at doing that exercise. Give me a list of, and I like pretend to be writing them down. Okay, yeah, okay, I'll be brave and come in really quickly. You're right. Don't overthink it. Good, yeah. What other suggestions would you give these other people doing it for the first time? That's an awesome list. Let's do it again. And because they just articulated those things, now they're much more willing to, oh, okay, I'm gonna be braver this time and come in sooner. I'm gonna try to fill in the gaps. They just articulated these things, and now it's making it more concrete. We're ready to do it again. Rarely will I just do one improv. I usually do two, because it just kind of feels right. I don't know. And then of course the big why. Why do we do this? Why do we do this? Shout outs, I like sometimes. It focuses more on the product than on the process. I prefer focusing on the process of it. But sometimes like in a big group when I do this with 100 students, I don't even know what's going on the other side of the circle. I can't even hear what's going on over there. They're having a totally different experience than I'm having over here. So let's give a chance for people to kind of talk about what they heard around them. I love that so-and-so over here. We were all doing do-do-do's, and they came in on a da-da-da, and it was so cool. Yeah, way to go. I didn't even notice that. So sometimes taking a second for some shout outs just allows some students to feel seen and feel validated, and I enjoy that. Okay. It really is a shift in perspective from a product orientation where we're worried about the performance, where we're worried about the output, to a process orientation where we're concerned about what's along the way, the journey that they're going through that we're all going through as musicians. And for me, this is huge. This is the biggest thing that if you take anything away from my little improv session here, maybe it's that like the process. Like for me, even the act of performing, the process of the performance is more important to me than the product of the performance. Mm-hmm. Like when my students get off stage, I train them that they always want to like, Mr. Taylor, how'd we do? And I'm like, I don't like that question, guys. Like, I'm just going to turn it right back to you, and I'm just going to say, hey, did you have a good time? Did you express? Did you feel any connection to the music or to your peers or to the audience? Awesome. I don't really care how you did. Like, the process was way more important to me than the product of what you did. So that's really where all the growth happens. And I like seeing, even right here today, you guys in the room as you're engaging with this process. And some of you hitting against some blocks, some nervousness blocks, right? Some comfort zone blocks. And really it's paper thin. It looks like a brick wall, but it's paper. I mean, just like unzip that comfort zone. It is safe. It is safe here on the other side. I'm enjoying that. Okay. Yeah, okay, this one, and then another improv. How am I doing on time? 3:12. Yeah, I think we can do one more. I've got a new idea that I've never done before, and we're gonna do a new improv that I've never done before ever, and we're gonna do it today.
Great.
Okay. Here's some like different ideas for improvisation. We did some circle songs, and we just did some ostinatos. And again, there's like, man, lots of replicability, variability within those. Honestly, I could probably be just fine with those two and do them all year, multiple years with my choirs, and we'd be just fine. But every now and then, throw in something different to just kind of makes it fun. So some creative textures. This is an exercise that I really enjoy doing. Great for a huge group of people. In fact, we just did it in ASU concert choir, but she called it something different. What did she call it, Owen? She called it She was describing my long tone exercise that I invented independently, and then she called it, I was like, somebody else is doing this. This is so cool.
Worldwide meditative tuning.
The worldwide meditative tuning. It was so cool.
That's Pauline Oliveros.
Is it?
Yeah, it's
See?
like a position.
That's so great.
Yeah, it's written.
Well, anyway, great minds think alike.
Yeah.
So I call it long tones. You just choose a note, hold it for as long as possible, and it just creates a really cool ethereal texture. And you're just practicing listening. I like to turn the lights down. And anyway, and then with my more advanced groups, once they've been doing a lot more improv, I'll start to do some free improv prompts where it's just like, hey, here's a Vincent van Gogh painting, and we're going to now improvise something based on what we see here. And we're just kind of open. And sometimes we can choose to have a conversation about it first, of like, let's discuss what this might sound like. And sometimes we just go, hey, today's improv, guys, is the color yellow. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to perform for the first and last time ever the premiere of Yellow. Go. And we just, oh, sorry. Go on. And then we just, hey, let's make something up together. So free improv prompts. Again, I recommend those are a little less structure, if you remember the anxiety grid. So much less structure, so it's a little more anxiety inducing. And then there's a ton of improv games. We're going to try a new one today. I recently found Tom Cabanis online on YouTube. He's got some really great ones out there. And then I want to point out that this is the first mention in this entire presentation of the word jazz. I just want to point that out. Because I do feel like we have this like weird, mistaken idea that like improv, that's for jazz. Like, if I don't teach a jazz group, we don't improv. Why would we do that? I'm just like mad that like, why does jazz get like the quarter on the market of improv? Like, we can all improvise. Is it true that Mozart? I've heard it said that like Mozart, like that was part of their training. They learned to improvise sonatas with the complex harmonic changes and such. Like, whoa, why can't we do that too? But it's also a great avenue for exploring improvisation. Okay, can we try another one? A new one. This is one that I've never done before, and I'm really excited. So what we're going to do, I stole this, or I'm adapting it from a common drama improv game called Yes and. Did you know it?
Yes.
Yes. And? But I've never done it vocally. Have you done it vocally?
No.
Okay, so the game for drama is that there'd be two people. What we're going to do is we're going to take this circle and we're going to peel it off this way. So you guys come forward, and then you guys will just kind of follow suit. So we're creating two lines behind them. Right here is great, because I'm going to hit the projector. And in the drama game, what would happen is, really the rule of improvisation is that you want to continue with what you're already hearing. And so one person would say a line, my grandmother smells funny. And then the other person is going to improvise a line, but they're going to start with the words, yes, and we should change your diaper. Sorry.
That's how improv works. You're fine.
And so rather than rejecting the idea, we accept the idea that they put out and we add to it. Yes, and. So we're going to try it musically. And I've never done this before. I was planning it this morning in the shower. I thought, let's do a new improv. This will be exciting, okay? And so what we're going to do is we're just going to do a 4-beat back and forth. You can think of it like an antecedent and consequent phrase. You know what I mean? Like they're going to ask a musical question, and then you have a musical answer. And then they peel off. And then the next person, musical question, musical answer. And you're just responding to each other. So this side is in charge of a little bit more making it up, and this side is a little bit more responding to it. You're still making it up, but responding. And yours just doesn't have to have anything to do with their question. You can go in a totally different direction. Okay, and just for fun, to add some space in between, let's, yeah?
Clarifying question, do
Yeah.
you repeat what they do and then respond, or is it
No.
just a clear response?
You're just going to finish it.
Okay, great.
If I sang da 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 da, you would sing. Cool.
Just something
Yeah.
else.
Right? Just an antecedent consequent phrase, right? Your brain is already anticipating what's going to come. But just so we add a little bit of space in between, what I want to try is we're going to do like we'll do a little snap thing, and then, okay, so like, it'll be 1, 2, 3, then the other person, 1, 2, 3, and then everybody will go, while we pivot to the next 2, and then we go A section, B section, and then we're back in. Does that make sense? Just to kind of get a groove going. Ready? 1 and 2, and here they go.
Da 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 da.
Yeah. So you're starting A section. Yeah, there we go. I've never done this before. Yeah, all right. Yeah, 8 feels too long on the clap. Yeah. Maybe just before on the clap. other, you're responding, you're answering the question. We're playing. Doesn't work wrong. We're like cool. Gotta be on your toes. Yes. And we'll stop for a second, right?
Bum bum ba-dum, bum bum ba-dum.
Have we got through everybody?
Yeah.
Hey. Okay. Now this is real time. Have a seat. This is real time. I would ask. Okay. How'd that go? What? Talk to me about it.
There was zero think time, which was kind of great for us because when I have time to think, I have time to question, and that's when I get nervous.
Yeah.
And this, it was like, nope, just whatever comes out, it comes out.
Yeah. Love that.
In drama classes in the past that I've taken, it kind of goes back and forth and the situation builds from person to person. Could a potential variation on this be that like one person goes and then they go while the other person's going, so it's the same idea passing back and forth between two people?
That would be so cool to try.
Because it's like, I know it's like we were saying we didn't have think time, but I was in the line and I was planning what I was going to do.
Yeah, this,
You were
this
on
side
that
was.
side.
This side
We
was.
didn't get any
This
time.
This side was.
has a bit of an unfair advantage in the case, so it's like keeping that
And,
going
and
back.
perhaps with a little bit more time, right? When they peel off, maybe you'd get in the back of the other line, right?
So you're forced to do the other thing.
So then you're forced to be in the other role. And we go until everybody.
Type deal.
Other ideas for how we can make that? That was the first time I've done that. How can we make that exercise better? I think some people felt like I felt like the 8 beat self clap was too long, maybe.
Yeah.
So maybe I do it just
You
before.
already said it too, with people switching lines every time.
Yeah, switching lines. Maybe we don't even need the clap. Maybe we can go A, B, straight into the next thing. I don't know.
I like the beat, but I think it can just stay snap. Because it got really loud at times,
Oh,
and you
sure.
can't hear people anymore.
Sure. Maybe we don't need to switch it.
And
We
switching
just
it back
keep
and forth was,
It was
Love it.
confusing to switch back and forth.
Love it. Love it. But you see what's going on? Is that then I'm engaging my students in the exercise, thinking in sound, thinking in improvisation, and okay, how can we do this better next time? And I like to pretend we're going to send it to the other high school, and then let's do it again, and let's do it better. We just improved it. Cool. Let's do it better. And then at the concert, hey, maybe we've been practicing it, and I have been known to do this. And the next song is not written in the program. Chamber Choir is going to perform a piece inspired by the last day of school. They'll have a few minutes to go ahead and get together and talk about what they might think that might sound like while I stall and engage with the audience and talk to you about how I teach creativity in choir and why I think that's really important for us to be engaging with creativity and blah, 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 blah. And then, all right, Chamber Choir is now going to perform for the first and last time ever their premiere of Last Day of School. And then they do some improv on stage. Now, I would get them ready for that. I would not pull that on them too soon. I always joke with them, I want to put like every name in a bucket and just be like, the next piece will be performed by Mary and John. All right, here we go. They get a few minutes to prep up backstage, and why not? Why not? Why does all the music at the concert have to be predetermined? All right. Anyway, am I out of time? Oh man, this has been so good. Just a couple. I think I just want to. By the way, all this is going to be available if you're interested in these things. Embracing failure is, I think, the biggest thing. Just being able to like laugh about it. Serena was like, "Well, that was what just came out. I don't know." Hey, that's okay. We can just laugh about it, and it's all part of improv. We don't need a lot of it. A little warm up, a little 5 minutes, 10 minutes here and there, and just break up the rehearsal time. One little thing that I just very practical. I've learned to not save it for the end of class. I hate it when the bell interrupts an improv. I just find that it's really important to ask a question, to like make something concrete afterward, so we can at least talk about it a little bit before we go on to something else. Okay, I think that's cool. Yeah, I hope I wasn't planning to answer this question. I was hoping that the session itself would answer this question. So I hope we've gotten into that. If you're interested in this, please feel free to contact me. I'd love to hear about, I actually really enjoy hearing about people applying these things. Shoot me an email and like, Brett, I tried it in my elementary general music class or something. Cool, how'd it go? Like, I'd love to hear how it went. I've got 60 creativity lesson plans that are just publicly available if you're like, that include improv as well as group composition and individual composition and active and creative listening and active and creative performance. Anyway, so if you're interested in those kind of things, thanks so much for being here and being vulnerable, guys. I appreciate you.